Cheers, and welcome to this week's episode of The Life of a Fit Pro. We have our bonus episode, Tuesday Tea, where we have a fun topic and we spill the tea. So let's take a sip. Okay. With the 17-year mark having just passed a couple of weeks ago as a fitness professional, so I'm now in the space where I'm heading into 18 years. Like, we are going to become an adult. Let's just take a moment and enjoy that. It made me feel very positive. So I wanted to share some very positive things that I feel like I've gotten right as a fitness professional, things that have gone well. And it's not just luck, it's preparation, it's spending the time, it's persistence, it's leaning in, and also backing off where appropriate. And I feel like a lot of times when we spill tea, it's more like, ooh, this thing happened, but this is positive. So let's keep it really upbeat. I have a lot of things. I was very pleased with myself when I started creating this list, just how many things there are that I feel very confident that I've gotten right. Did I get them right on the first try? No, no. And that's okay. That happens. Like, you do what you can and do it well until you learn better, then you do better. And that's the way that I've been able to persist through this. So, all right. In no particular order, here are a list of things. Actually, how many are there? Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 16. You know what? I should have made it 17. That would have been so cute. I have 16. Maybe as I talk, I'll think of one more. Okay, things that I got right in no particular order. So the first is celebrating people. And I will say a caveat to this one. Sometimes I don't know to celebrate you until the moment has passed. And what do I mean by this? I celebrate people for the good things. We'll have a little birthday moment, right? In our high fitness class, we do birthday burpees, which everybody loves. I swear everybody loves it. I'll also let the birthday person choose what movement we do and how many we do. And I've been able to be a part of people's birthday parties. Like, I've been hired to do fitness at their birthday parties, which is like my new favorite thing to do. So please hire me for your birthday. We also celebrate other wins. So it doesn't have to be like a big soiree or a big to do, but just a hey, congrats on that article, congrats on that milestone, congrats on this or that. And we've had little baby sprinkles, like we'll just have like a little moment where we just say, yay, you're so exciting. But celebrating people, because at the end of the day, that's who's coming back to class, and you want to take care of your people. You want to take care of your people. All right, what else I got right? Oh, this is so good. Perfecting my class setup and breakdown. I can't tell you, setting the space, it really sets the tone for the class. So having a great setup and a great breakdown really sandwiches a fantastic class. What I've started doing is setting up a table. And because I teach in a space that is shared, I have to set up and break down that table. So I have to allot enough time in my schedule to make sure to do that. But I'll have a table that has, and over the years, it's really evolved as to like what's on this table. But I have a little table cover that has my logo on it. I'll put my schedules so people can just kind of grab it. I'll put my little business cards that have on the back a link to some free classes on YouTube. I have pens, so I'll put those out. Tissues, paper towels, like little things that just sort of make it feel more homey, more welcoming. I've also started creating rack cards, so I'll put those on the table. I have this new, I haven't seen anybody use it yet, but I have this new QR code scanner where you can follow the Instagram, the Facebook. My next purchase is going to be one of those QR code scanners for like my Venmo or my PayPal so that you can easily pay for class. I feel like that would be a really great addition. But I've also started adding little cute things like packets of Liquid IV or Element, little That's it, fruit bars, Cliff bars, just a little mini snack for after class, a little packet of electrolytes just so that you have something to leave with. I'll also put out little bottles of water as well. And all of the things that you need to clean the equipment if we use equipment in class. So, wipes, hand wipes, all of those things. I just feel like that setup has really elevated my classes. And the breakdown too, like making sure I put everything away, account for everything. It's really helpful. That's only two. We have 14 to go. Oh my goodness. All right. Being flexible in terms of where I teach and what I teach. I used to get so bent out of shape about like, I only teach this class, or I only want this time. But I've really embraced the changing schedule. So like teaching to the semester. I teach at a college, so teaching to the semester schedule where we have a start and an end date. I've really embraced that and been somewhat flexible about what I teach there. Like, what is it that you're finding people need? What do you want me to teach? I also, when you hire me, I'll teach whatever you want. Like, we'll talk about it. I've taught high fitness, I've taught yoga, I've taught bar, I've taught Pilates. Like, we can talk about whatever it is that you want, but being flexible is really helpful. Gathering certifications in multiple modalities, that has really led to my success and my longevity in fitness. I think if you were to just have one thing, you'd end up being really good at that one thing. But it is so much better, I think, to have this wide variety of things to choose from. I can pull from all of those different modalities and create something really unique and really special. And I think that has been my signature. Just a little bit of everything where it all, even if I'm teaching like a boot camp class, like last night we pulled in Pilates elements, and that was really fun to be able to do that. One thing I think that has helped me be very successful as a fitness professional is yoga teacher training. Like, I will say this until the end of time. And I know it felt weird when I started offering yoga classes because I tend to be more of a high energy teacher and yoga doesn't seem like it. But taking that training, which took a year, really changed who I was as a fitness professional. Like, it allowed me to dive deep into my why I love to teach, why I want to teach. It helped me find a little bit more alignment in the fitness world. And it really got me down a path of learning more about anatomy and muscles and how the body is structured and the importance of breath. Like, I think some of the best teachers, regardless of the modality, if they have that yoga teacher training in their background, in their back pocket, that makes you unstoppable. Unstoppable. Another thing that I found made me successful was building relationships with local businesses, not only because I don't have a brick and mortar, which is another one. I'll tie that together. Not having a brick and mortar, I think, has made me more successful because I don't have this facility like hanging over my head. But it also means that I have to be flexible in where I teach. So having those partnerships with local businesses where I can teach a class there, teach a workshop there, and have a deal where we both are making something out of it has been amazing. Ooh, this next one hits. I feel like I was successful because I got into the online game before it was necessary. So when 2020 hit, it was very easy for me to pivot because I had already been creating video content. I'd already had a presence on YouTube and social media. Like, it was something that people were used to seeing from me. So I just amplified it and multiplied it, and it just made that transition so much less painful. So much less painful. I put this on the list. Marrying an IT professional has been so helpful. Like, he did my entire setup for the online stuff. When I had my studio, he made sure that the um, everything was just right. I will also say, remembering my own fitness, I feel like made me successful. Like, remembering that I also need to work out and the class that I'm teaching is not the workout. It's not the thing. Um, Also persevering when everything felt stacked against me. Like, keep going. Persistence is what's going to guarantee you longevity in this game. All right, a few more. Not bad mouthing other instructors has been really big. Um, So, like, not saying bad things about other people, because at the end of the day, we all have to make a living. We're all here to do things. We're all, we all have to make a living. We are all here to do things. We're all trying to just make our way. And you don't have to be friends with other instructors, but you don't want to make enemies of them either. Now, I will say I have said some things about organizations, but I have not named them. There's a distinction. A few more. Having the confidence to work for myself. So that can be scary. There are times where I've gone back to working for gyms because I just felt like really scared about the prospect of working on my own and like how will I do this? So working for a gym, while it has its pros and cons, one of the pros I think is like you're going to get a paycheck because you showed up to work. Like, regardless of how many people come to class, it's not going to be a very big paycheck, and there's no guarantee that you'll continue to be an instructor, but at least you have that, like, whew, okay, I can like take a breath for a moment, recalibrate. Every season is different for fitness professionals. Related. I think I found success when I started breaking up with big box gyms. So when I first started teaching, there was this whole like, you have to get into like a 24-hour fitness, you have to get in with the big companies. And I get that. Like, that does help you create a space for yourself and create a name for yourself. But at the end of the day, it was like getting paid so little when the clients were paying so much to be there, having to be there 15-20 minutes before and 15-20 minutes after without getting paid, not getting paid for my setup and breakdown, um, n- not getting paid more for filling a class higher, which also just drains you. I mean, you're expected to perform at the same level for 5 people or 55 people without any additional pay. And that's just a different environment. But yeah, breaking up with big box gyms really catapulted me toward finding success. And I feel like they're things I got right as a fitness professional. I keep saying finding success, but the theme of this was like things that I got right. Like, these were the right things for me to do. Another one was changing my schedule frequently. It's so easy to get burnt out, even doing something that you love. Like, I was teaching Zumba like 12 to 15 times a week. So that needed to end. That's why I started looking for other modalities, because it really did help me. And the last one, this is a big one, focusing on strength before it was like cool. Now I'm so excited. Like, oh man, I can't even tell you. I'm so excited that strength has entered the chat and it's here to stay. It's important for women to build strength, to maintain strength, to have the strength. And I'm so glad that I caught on to it before it was like really cool, because my clients are super savvy when it comes to the strength thing. I have very few clients that are like, I'm not lifting weights. There's still a little bit of a mentality of a certain generation that feels that way. But for the most part, like, I'll just, case in point, I got a 50-pound kettlebell for my birthday. And I asked everybody who came to class, you want to try a rep just for a video? And so many people were like, absolutely, I want to try that. And that felt good. That felt really cool. I feel like we got that right. We got that right. Okay. This was fun. I'm really glad that we had like a positive conversation about things that we got right, because so much of the conversation can center around like, here's what I did wrong, and you can learn from my mistakes. And I do think that you learn the most from mistakes that you make, because you'll build your confidence over time. And these things were all the result of probably mistakes that I've made, but I feel like we did good, kid. We did good, kid. So, yeah, thank you so much for joining me for this week's episode. And as always, like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you want to hear, what tea you want to discuss, and we'll keep sipping and spilling together. Bye.